Hey guys, so today I'm gonna go over a quarterfinal series. Probably all 5 games, not just since I'm kind of gonna finish with group stage, except if I find another interesting game. But right now I'd rather go over this Suning versus JDG series. I went over the group stage game, and this series was pretty solid series. You could think it was close, even though it wasn't after the first game, but let's not focus on that. Let's focus on the first game and make a shorter review of it. So, to go over the draft, as we know, as I know, JDG got their perfect draft this game. Like, they got the Renekton, which is Zoom's best champion, it seems like, and he's like super insane on this champ. Even in group stage, he showed he carries games. Then they have the Zoe Lilia, the sleep duo, which they feel super comfortable on as well, and they always perform. And the Jin Leona lane, which is just a stable, super strong lane, pretty aggressive, and can get pry in most lanes. So yeah, into this team comp with Galio, they have a Galio without any hard engage, which means this Galio is probably gonna look more for defensive ults. They have the GP into the Renekton, which is a good matchup, which is supposed to be a good matchup for Gangplank, but this game we're gonna see that actually Bin is not playing this matchup really well. I think this matchup is not. You're not supposed to lose this matchup as GP. You can actually win it, but he loses it. I think he's greedy with his Sapphire Crystal start, with his Mana Crystal. Yeah, not sure if it's Sapphire. Yeah, he's being greedy with the Sapphire Mana Crystal, and that's why I don't think his laning is that strong. If he goes corrupting, I think he can play really, really aggressive, even get Pry in this lane. But he just gives Pry up for some reason and gives Reflecton a free lane. 20 CS lead. So one of the bigger problems why they lost this game, and it could be a problem if they lost the second game. But yeah. So Graves and the MF Bart, I guess. I thought this lane can get Pry into Jin Leona, but it just seemed like MF Bart dropped Pry as well for some reason, which I didn't understand why. Because they're double range, so they should have gotten Pry right, at least in the early levels. Even though they lose all in level 3, 4, 5, I think they could easily like get control of bot side, Graves moving bot, get control of the river, maybe Bart making some pressure. But everyone in Suning just gave up Prio. I mean, mid I guess Zoe of course has Prio top. Top not necessarily like to get Prio, but he had Prio pretty much the whole game. And that's why they kinda lost this game. Because they were giving up all these Prios. Kanavi, the Lilia, could do whatever he wants in the early game. He could invade every buff he wanted to, every camp he wanted to, because he always had his team being there first. So he just controlled the game since that one invade that he did. So the thing the invade that he did, and when he started snowballing this game, was the invade on the golems. This is something I would never predict, because I was thinking MF Bart has Prio, so they will be the ones having control over here, right? But they went for the top side crab instead, which I kind of dislike, since this doesn't help GP, not even a single bit. Like this doesn't help GP at all. It's useless, this crab. What would help soon in this game is getting bot crab and bot control, and then using the bard to make some pressure on mid maybe. But I guess Leona Jin lane is just crazy strong. Look at his trades. Untradeable. So Kanavi uses this pressure he has on his lanes and he starts invading. He knows he can play this slow. He just plays it slow. And he gets the camp. He also gets this guy's flash, I think. Flash, Leona's flash for Graves' flash, and he loses the camp. So now he's one level ahead. And he's gonna have pretty huge tempo advantage, I think, over his Graves. Because his clear is actually faster, I think. He just had some pretty crazy pathing and gotten really ahead this game. So this was one of the important things. Getting this camp was actually pretty huge. Gave Kanavi like a lot of tempo, and getting this tempo as Lilia is really fucking big because your clear is so fast. So you can see now he got one camp. He stole one camp from me, and he's 2 levels ahead now over Graves. So pretty much show that he's gonna have control over every objective from now on. 1540 in YouTube. So now he's from this tempo he's gonna get the Herald. I mean, even though everyone is swapping, everyone is getting ready for this Herald, he's just there way faster than SoFM and everyone else. Like they just played the game pretty clean. Like they have the priors, they have the tempo advantage, they're on the objective first, like they should be. They just get the Herald. A fight happens. Here we're gonna see Zoom's Renekton being completely insane. He's gonna almost kill 4 people here. Look at this Q. Like 1 for 1, 2 for 1, and Herald is just super good for them already in this game. And they're gonna get the dragon as well. In my opinion, this game looks pretty freaking simple for JDG. I think they're gonna win every fight. They should win every fight around objectives in the early game. Like Renekton is just a super strong champion at this point in the game. Like he's just destroying everyone. Yeah. Even though game kind of slowed down now from this point on. Even though they got ahead, Suning is pretty smart team and they managed to stabilize the game and get there, not lose too much. So we can see that Suning is pretty good at fighting back, but it wasn't enough this game. It's like plays like this are gave Suning some kills. So this MF got super huge later in the game and could later. What is this? Okay. So one of the fights. You can see Suning is still fighting back, like they are actually ahead now in gold. And this Bard gets a super good stun. Like JDG, I thought they would win this game pretty simple from now on, but actually Suning is playing really good and getting a lot of objectives in their favor. Hmm. They're gonna start the Nasher now, which is a bit fucking greedy, since it's not gonna work out. This fucking Renekton is crazy strong. But MF is getting super strong as well. I mean, this game was then basically decided just on fights. A few fights like this happened. Uh, But just this game is just Zoom's Renekton, man. He's always clutching it so hard. Like this fight, maybe not didn't do so much. Almost killed them all, honestly. This could have been a 4-0 for JDG. If just if they did just a little bit more, you know, if they just helped Zoom a little bit more, because he's like really trying on this Renekton to fucking carry these games, but everyone else is just choking in team fights. He's complete 1v9. So this, I mean, this series, Zoom completely destroyed Bin. So we can check some more fights. So there was this period in the game, the dragon that it's just Chinese game. It's just a regular Chinese split, Chinese game in the regular split. There's an objective coming up. What's gonna happen? We're gonna fight because you cannot be dropping dragons in this meta. This meta is just pretty much objective. Fight. Bang gets a good barrel. In this fight, they get greedy. They want to go on these Graves, but Graves has Bard ult, he has Galio ult, he has not Flash, but Stopwatch and E, so they overextend into so many zoning abilities from like Suning, like GP ult, MF ult, Galio ult, Galio W. You cannot just hard engage in a Graves. You gotta play slower. And Suning thinks they can get Nash, which didn't work out since Zoe got super good kill. No, they actually lose here. Pretty fucking good, yeah. Yeah, so pretty much it's a big fight happening here. A lot of things happened. Just Suning got a bit greedy, I think. A bit overconfident. They were doing so well the whole game to come back in this game. But now they just got greedy and lost Nash here, which was pretty fucking bad for them since now JDG got the Nasher and this Renekton is just so fucking huge. 42. They won't get much for this Nash, but there's gonna be one last. We're gonna see the Zoom Renekton 1v90 once again. It's another fight. Why is it so low quality? I mean, so this is just pretty much it. This game is short. Konami gets elite, snowballs the map, gets all the dragons. Soul on Soul Point now. Zoom's Renekton is completely 1v9. I'm not sure why they don't ban this champion from him because he's just so fucking strong every game. At least this one first game and second game. Look at what he's doing here. He flashes on a bard. He's legit unkillable. Look at him. Thanks so much. Zoe does some damage. Yeah, this is pretty much for this game. It's gonna end now. So yeah. We're gonna see you in. I'm gonna see you guys in game two.